Ubisoft's newest release, XDefiant, has taken the world by storm. It sounds really cringe to say that, but honestly, it's been a lot of fun for me and many others. A lot of COD YouTubers and stuff. Not saying that I'm one of them, but a lot of people have been talking about XDefiant just because it feels like a cure to, or like a scratch to an itch that COD players have wanted for a while now. And I've been playing a shit ton of it, XDefiant, a lot, alongside most other people. I'm just sort of, freeballing this right now. That's why I'm stuttering, so I'm sorry about that. But today I wanted to talk about why XDefiant might be doing better things than Call of Duty. I'm going to, compare it to one of the, more lesser liked CODs. Speaking of that, I see a lot of similarities between XDefiant and Black Ops 4. I don't know. Just thought that was pretty neat, so I might be talking about that later in this video, but in the background I'm just having some clips I got from some snipers, just because they're actually a lot of fun in this game. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about, or for the intro at least, so let's get into it. Let me just say, the majority of this video is going to be pretty sarcastic, but the one thing I did find pretty funny is that the intro scene, the loading in, infill scene, is sort of similar to each other. Like in XDefiant, you see all the different operators with their gadget, and I guess this is a common trope in games, but, here's XDefiant, and then here's Black Ops 4. So, I don't know, I just thought that was funny. First thing, at least. Another obvious thing I could say is that Purifier is technically a cleaner, except, he doesn't have incendiary rounds. Very small things that you could argue are somewhat connected, but again, I'm just trying to make this a dumb video, so... This is the one thing I will say that BO4 has over XDefiant, and this is also because it's 5 years old, 6 years old now. I can't do math in my head, but the kill streaks, obviously, that it has. I mean, XDefiant doesn't even have kill streaks. The modes that the game has to offer, the specialists technically in XDefiant you have 2 gadgets, and you have 3 different characters that you can just use to best suit your personality or whatever. I don't know. But I mean, you could customize each specialist you have in BO4. I'm not trying to say that you should spend $60 on a game that's not really worth that much, but I was just trying to make this a little bit more interesting just because I saw these pretty similar characteristics between these both games. Just revisiting one. So I mean, the store I think is a little bit cheaper in BO4. Also that's because you still have to pay for it. I'm just watching the video while it goes through. It has a battle pass. This one isn't new just because the game's 6 years old. XDefiant does have a pretty decent battle pass. I bought it just because I think it was 700 credits or whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, I think both games are good in their own ways, but I think Black Ops 4 definitely is a more round experience. Especially with the grind and stuff. I never played Black Ops 4 that much. I just prestige once and then called it good. But I mean, I never really got into it as much as I'm getting into XDefiant right now, because XDefiant currently is taking my full attention. Anyways, that's all I wanted to mention on Black Ops 4's wise, and then we'll talk about XDefiant and how it's good in that way. So blah blah blah. The one thing that I like about XDefiant the most is probably the identity that each character, each group has. Personally, I'm a big fan of, most of the games that are actually in the game. That sounds really weird. But, the factions that they have are really cool. I like Far Cry. I mean, Far Cry 6 was mid anyways, but I like Splinter Cell. I've played Watch Dogs a bunch. And I think Ghost Recon's in there too. But all of those games, I feel, are very well represented in this game, and I feel obviously, since they are all Ubisoft's IPs or whatever that's called, I think in their own way they're pretty good. The guns, I wish there was more weapons in this game. Obviously, I know I'm acting like this game should be, full $60 game and free, but I don't know. That's the one thing I have. Also with the modes are very, there's only 5. There's no team deathmatch. I think they're adding that later on, but again, I gotta remember too is that this is the preseason. So, anyways, I'm just trying to, nitpick, if that makes sense. But also, no skill-based matchmaking. I feel like I haven't even said that, even though it's the biggest selling point for this. I think there's a little bit in the welcome playlist, but I didn't really notice it that much. But anyways, it was a lot of fun. with my, I think it's like 10 hours I have on the game. Personally, I think it's very good. I don't even know why I compared it to BO4, because this is just me going to be meat riding XDefiant, but I do want to compare, like, you know, what XDefiant has to offer compared to, like, BO4. Anyways, I keep on, like, never mind. Anyways, let's get into the next one. The one thing I am going to compare XDefiant to BO4 on is weapon play or gunplay, and I'm just going to say XDefiant is better in that way. I played for, like, roughly, like, an hour and a half on BO4 today, and I was just, like, guns were not feeling good. Like, I mean, they felt, like, satisfying to get a kill with, but, like, when you actually were just shooting at someone, it just felt, like, so 50-50, but, like, in XDefiant, I feel like it's very, I don't really know how to describe it with XDefiant, but I feel like it's a way more smooth feeling, like, fight. Unlike BO4, where it's like when you get shot you're dead, but like in XDefiant you can have multiple moments where you're like, you know, you can die, or you can like kill the guy before you even die. That's what I meant to say. I just had a stroke there. But one thing that I noticed, also another mechanic that I feel like is okay in some ways, is the BO4 mechanic, where you have to like syringe yourself to heal instead of healing automatically. Now, when I played BO4 this morning, or at the time I was recording this, I felt like that was a decent, like, change, just because you can, like, you know, strategize more with your fights. However, in XDefiant, I found myself wanting to push more fights. However, I would, like, bend my way of pushing fights, I guess, based on my health and all that. So, I don't know if that's, like, a, you know, a factor that helps in you choosing which game to play. Honestly, I'd play XDefiant right now just because everyone else is playing it. I think they had like 7 million people playing it one day, or like in a week. But anyways, I keep on saying anyways, but I'll see. We'll go into the next one. I can't talk. Anyways, the whole point of this video I've been trying to make is XDefiant is a very good game, and all I've been seeing is just positivity for it, and I'm glad for it. You know, I'm happy for it. This game has been a lot of fun for me and many others. I feel like I've said this before, you know, but I just had to point the obvious, for me at least, that, you know, XDefiant's just a BO4 ripoff. That's a joke, actually. I would definitely, you know, say that XDefiant is better than BO4, and that's saying something, okay? Multiplayer-wise, let me just get that straight, because XDefiant, I've heard rumors of that it might have a zombies mode. I'm very unlikely about that. I feel like that's really barbaric. Not barbaric, but you know what I mean, like very random for a game like this to have zombies. But if that is true, you know, we'll see. I'll give it a shot. And I'm actually working on a BO4 Part 2 video, like, with a twist, because I bought all of the maps. That's why I'm actually playing BO4 again. So I'm going to be working on that after this video. Don't expect it right now, because I'm probably going to be really tired after making this video. But anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I hope all of you guys have a great rest of your guys' day. So, see ya. By the way, like and subscribe if you want to.